Hello, fellow writers. This is Carter with another writing tip video. I've been getting some emails from you, so thank you. Keep those coming if you do have writing tips. And I wanted to discuss revising your manuscript because I received a great email today from another writer, and I wanted to kind of dig into it a little bit. So this writer says, what is the best way to approach revision? I'm okay getting the first draft onto the page, but I get overwhelmed with the whole revising and rewriting process. Where do I start? What steps do you take? And how many passes through are optimal? Well, a lot to talk about here. I will try to keep this as condensed as I can. The overarching answer to this and to a lot of my writing questions are, it depends. I'm a big believer in you have to find what works best for you, certainly with writing, and this includes revising. There is no one way that works best for everybody. You're going to have to just take time to figure it out for yourself. I will tell you how I do it. So when I first started writing, probably maybe my first 5, 6, 7 books, I don't remember, I would tend to write about 100 pages and then go back and edit just to make sure the flow was right, adjusting any major problems, certainly kind of doing light copy editing, that kind of a thing. Now that was working for me because I'm a pantser, so I wasn't sure where the plot was going. So that gave me an opportunity if I introduced something that conflicted with something earlier that I'd written to make those changes. As I've progressed, I found that it depends on the story. So I have some stories now, one that I just wrote, for example, that I looked back once about halfway through the book and read it mostly just to remind myself what I had written, and then I wrote the rest of it. And only then did I go back and start digging into the heavy edits. Other books, I'll have a sense within 50 to 100 pages if maybe something isn't quite feeling right, the voice I need to change a little bit of my main character. So that gives me an opportunity to go back and not only edit, but to kind of restart in a way before I get through the entire thing. The main thing you have to do is not let fear of it not being perfect stop you from completing the manuscript. If you are going to err on one side or another, I would say err on the side of just getting that draft done. Don't worry about going back through and editing it so much. Like my writer here, I'm okay getting the first draft onto the page, but I get overwhelmed with the whole revising and rewriting process. If you're okay getting a little bit overwhelmed, then I would say just get that draft done and then go back and roll up the sleeves and start doing the heavy editing. If you get overwhelmed easily, then maybe every 10 to 20 pages, every 2,000 to 5,000 words, go back and revise. The problem with that is, like, sometimes you need the big picture in order to make the edits that you need to make. I know that it's overwhelming to look at it, but what you can do and what I tend to do is when I go back and start doing those major edits, I'm probably taking 2 to 3 passes at it before I give it to my partner, who's the first to kind of review my manuscript, and then it goes to my agent, my editor. Make those edits and then just set a daily goal. Like, I'm going to edit 20 pages a day. I'm going to edit 10 pages a day, whatever it is. Don't feel like, oh my goodness, now I have 85,000 words that I have to edit. Break it down into little pieces. Make notes on the side to make sure you're kind of staying true to your voice and your vision, and then just chip away at it. You've already done all that chipping away, writing that draft. You can do the same thing doing the edits. The last thing that I'm going to say is editing is really where your manuscript comes alive. Really challenge yourself while you're editing. Don't trust a lazy instinct. If you read a paragraph and you say to yourself, it's good enough, really think about that and say, no, maybe I can make this paragraph a little bit better. It's so easy in our normal lives, especially if you're in a corporate job, to be like, yeah, I know what I have to do and I can do it good enough where I can keep my head down and things will be just fine. When you're talking about your own writing, you can't have that attitude. You have to be fully present in the moment. You have to be fully committed to the hard work. And if something feels off when you're reading it, you really need to revise it. So don't just feel like it's good enough. I hope that helps. I'm here to help you if you have any other questions. And you certainly keep those emails coming, and we will keep doing these writing tips. Take care.